In this video, we're going to talk about what it takes to become a Google certified educator. What does that mean? What's entailed in the course? What does the test look like? And how can you get a really cool Google certified educator certificate? But most importantly, why is it important for you to become Google certified? I'm going to use a series of slides to walk you through some steps, and these slides have some resources on them. So I've included the link, the bit.ly here, to this slide presentation if you want to pull it up now or use it as a reference later. Everything I talk about will be linked on this slide presentation. So let's start with why should you get certified, the most important part of this process. First of all, the course, which I'll walk you through, is absolutely phenomenal fundamentals training. If you've struggled with little bits of Google skills, this course will walk you through those steps and will really help you get through all of those basic skills you need. You can become an expert resource for your students. Right now, your students may know more than you about certain things, or they may be more comfortable with Google. This really helps you become more comfortable with the tools that you're asking your students to use and become a good resource for them. You can also, of course, as I showed, get a cool certificate and a badge that you can present to kind of be part of the Google tribe. But these things are just, of course, little things. I've got a great list of reasons why you should get certified that I'm going to throw up from Casey Bell. I love this list of reasons to become a Google certified educator from Casey Bell because I think it kind of encompasses reasons for everyone. Gain confidence, facilitate and inspire student learning, paperless classroom, collect data, learn how to find answers and the help if you need it, increase digital citizenship, efficiency and time saving, engaging in professional growth and leadership, prove your skills, and then of course get the badge and join the family. There's something for everyone in this list, and if any of these reasons apply to you, getting Google certified can really help you meet any of these goals. So let's talk Level 1 certification. What do you need to do to prepare for your Level 1 certification? Let's start by introducing you to the Google Training Center. The link is on this slide, but you can also just search for Google Training Center. This is where your homepage is going to be for all of your training and your certification test. This is your Google for Education Training Center. It's going to be your home base for all of your training courses and for your certification exams. There's also a bunch of other resources on this website. So let me just give you the big view. 3 links up at the top. Training, this is where we're going to find our course. Certification, this is where we're going to take our test. And resources, this is where we're going to find other resources for Google tools and how to connect with others in the Google for Education community. So let's start by looking at our fundamentals course. This is the course that I really recommend you go through before you take your Level 1 certification exam. When you open this course under the Training tab, you're going to see that it has 13 total units. You can do these units in any order that you choose. You may find that you know more about certain units than others, but all units use a variety of different tools, and they're organized around big concepts. So let's take a look at having a mostly paperless classroom. So each unit is going to start you off with an introduction. This introduction will tell you what the unit is about, what skills and what things you will learn, and then what products will be used. It also gives you a good list of skills that you might need for this lesson and little how-to documents on how to do each of those skills. You can navigate through the different lessons inside of this unit on the left-hand side of your screen or by clicking Next at the bottom of each page. Each lesson is going to be slightly different and is going to walk you through various tools and scenarios on how to do that task. So for example, this one is about making fewer class copies. It starts by introducing you to Google Drive. There's a video for you to watch, and then it kind of walks you through some of the tools that are in G Suite for Education and explains what those tools are. It goes on to talk about learning the basics of Google Docs. So if you need help on any of these things, like creating a Google document, you can learn how to do that. If you're already familiar with that, you can move on. It takes you through several different things and then brings you to some scenarios. These scenarios might help you think about how you can use technology in a different way or how you can use Google tools in a different way in your classroom. And then there are some little activities that you can complete to help you come up with your own strategies or to help show what you've learned. No one is grading this, so this is completely just for your own use. And then under box 2, you'll see some different things that people have written to kind of help with those scenarios. At the very end of each lesson, there is a little lesson check, and it takes you through just a couple of multiple choice questions, and these questions might be very similar to what you see on the Google Certified Educator test. And when you check these answers, so when you go through and answer one of them, it'll tell you right away whether you got it right or wrong. At the end of each unit, there is a unit review. It's a short 5 or 6 question quiz that can test your knowledge on that unit and see what you've learned. You go through, you answer the questions, and you hit submit. If you get something wrong, it tells you immediately what you got wrong, and you're able to correct that. If you really truly don't know the answer to that, you can actually revisit the lesson that talked about, and it will take you to the lesson on the left-hand side that was discussed in. So this is a really great way to kind of check your knowledge and see what areas you need to review. After you hit submit answers and you have them all right, that unit is marked as completed, and you're able to go and start the next unit. I want to talk about some other resources that are available for you other than the Google Level 1 Fundamentals course. There are some other checklists out there and some other training materials, so I've put them on this slide, the ones that I really like. Casey Bell has some great resources, but there is a checklist resource that I want to share with you that is specifically linked on this that I really, really like. So this checklist resource is by Eric Kurtz. He has a great website and he has a lot of different resources. And if you can see this, it says Skill Checklist for Google Certified Educator Level 1. This is a gigantic list of skills, and I think it's about 4 pages, that are different skills, 5 pages, that you will need to pass the Level 1 Certified Educator exam. And there are a lot of them on there. But to help you figure out what you need to study, what you need to learn, this is a great resource. You can go through these and kind of already check off the things you know how to do. And when you get to an area that you're not sure of, you can find that specific unit in the Fundamentals course and study it. You do not have to complete the Fundamentals course in order to take the test. So you can pick and choose which units in the course that you really spend your time on. And there's a lot of stuff in here that you may not have thought about. Couple specific things that you're going to see on the test that we don't use. We don't use Google Mail. You're not going to see that a lot. We don't use a lot of Google Hangouts, but we have that tool available to us. And you're probably not as familiar with YouTube, although you have access to that. So there are some of those lesser known or lesser used tools that are on this test, and you're going to have to use those tools. So this checklist is a great resource. Casey Bell's website is a great resource, and of course the Fundamentals course. All right, so you're all trained up, you're ready to be certified. You just want the details on the test. This is the part of the video for you. So what does this test look like? What is it going to be like, and how do you take it? So this test is going to start with a series of multiple choice questions, drag and drop questions where you're given different scenarios, and then it's going to end with the big portion of it, performance-based questions. And these performance-based questions are actually going to be things that you do. You're going to be logged into a dummy Google account, and it's going to tell you, create a document, share it with this person, email this document to that person, create a calendar event for that, set up your Google Classroom, and add students to it. So all of that is performance-based. It is timed. You have 180 minutes, so you have a total of 3 hours to take the exam. And you've got to do it in one setting. You can't leave. So you want to make sure that you've got an uninterrupted time to take this test. It can take you anywhere from 30 minutes to the entire 3 hours, so be prepared for that. They do, one of the little hidden things, put a camera on you during the test. You have to make sure that you have a camera on your computer that you're taking this test on. They take pictures of you throughout taking the test to make sure it is you taking the test and that you're not cheating. There is a $10 exam fee, so it costs you $10 to take the test. If you do not pass the test, you can take it again for another $10 fee. You have to have an 80% or above to pass, and you'll get your results pretty quickly within the next couple hours. And that test is good for 3 years. So you will become a Level 1 certified educator for 3 years after you pass the test. One last little tip that I would say for taking this test is that it's a little bit difficult to take it on your Chromebook, especially if it's your school Chromebook, because you're logged into that Chromebook with your school account. Google is going to give you an account that you have to use for this, and you want to make sure that you don't get logged out of that account and accidentally back into your school account in the middle of your test. So I think it's a lot easier to complete this test on a real computer, log out of Google Chrome with the account you normally use, and log in with the account that they give you to take this test. That way you're safe. But you do have to make sure that you have a camera attached to that computer. So if you need to borrow one, I have an extra webcam that you can use for the test, but you have to have that to take the test. If you have any other questions regarding getting Google certified, please let me know. I will be happy to walk you through it. I really think there's a lot of power in completing the course and going through those little fundamentals training courses, especially on the areas that you're not very familiar with. And then once you complete the course, taking that test really validates that you know all of those skills. So I would really encourage you to think about doing this. There's really nothing to lose with this test. So please let me know if you have any other questions or if I can help you get Google certified. Thanks, everybody.